Campbell's out of there, as you know.
Council, please come to order. Will be led in prayer by Alderwoman Jill Zuccotti.
Almighty God, we ask for your blessing upon the members of this council as we assemble here in this chamber to conduct the ongoing business of our city. With your guidance, we will strive to ensure that all our decisions are for the common good, and your inspiration will instill respect, compassion, and thoughtfulness in all our deliberations. Give us the strength and wisdom to lead by example as the people's representatives, and that peace and harmony will mark all our proceedings and keep us faithful to the trust placed in us by the citizens of your community. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Will be led in Pledge of Allegiance by Alderman Zado Kadambaya.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Before we sit down, I would like to have a moment of silence for victims of Bondi Beach shooting and the Brown University shooting. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please be seated.
Petitions and communications, number 1, communication from Marsha Wilbur on free speech.
I'll ask for the motion to be received. President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia, seconded by Alderman Bill Nash. Any discussions? Hearing none. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion passes 7-0.
Number 2, overview of NPU requests for amendments to water system ordinances concerning the 2 public hearings listed on this agenda.
Thank you. I ask for the motion to it be received. President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia, second by Alderwoman Jill Zuccotti. Any discussions? Hearing none. All in favor? Say aye. Thank you very much. Motion passes 7-0.
Public hearing number 1, an ordinance increasing the appropriation, I'm so sorry. Did you want to read?
Oh, sure, thank you. So before we start public hearing, I would like to read a public speaking expectations according to our newly adopted rules by council. So council does value public comments on matters of concerns to the citizen. It presents an opportunity for members of the public to address any issue that are under direct purview of the city council. We welcome the communication that the public comments bring on the table. The council insists that decorum, civility, and respect dictate the nature of the public comments. Therefore, we have set some expectation for people who would like to address the council. Each speaker shall clearly state their name prior to making their remarks. Address may be given to establish that the speaker is a Norwich resident, but is not required. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person. All speaker will be first recognized by the chairperson and make their remarks from the podium. All comments must be directed to the city council and not to any particular elected or appointed official or member of the audience. The council and the administration will not respond to questions or engage in dialogue with the speaker during public comment period. Profanity, raised voices, threatening statements, or other misconduct as determined by the chairperson shall be deemed out of order, and the speaker will be asked to discontinue their remarks and step away from the podium. Threatening behavior or statements will be referred to the police.
All right, public hearing number 1, an ordinance increasing the appropriation from $2 million to $3 million for the costs associated with a tank aeration mixing system at Stanley Israelite Business Park in the city of Norwich. increasing the authorization from $2 million to $3 million for the issuance of revenue bonds of the city secured solely by water revenue to meet said appropriation, and authorizing the City of Norwich and the Department of Public Utilities to enter into grant and loan agreements with a joint resolution with the State of Connecticut with respect thereto.
Well, at this point, I declare public hearing open and would like to invite anyone who would like to come and speak in favor of this ordinance as proposed. Please come to podium if you would like to speak in favor of this ordinance. Sure. Thank you.
Good evening. Chris LaRose, General Manager, Norwich Public Utilities, 16 South Golden Street. The original ordinance for this tank was for $2 million, and that was done in 2022. At that time, the application included feasibility study, design, and construction. The original application was for interior and exterior coating, an aeration system, mixing system, and installation of pH and a chlorine analyzer. After we did our initial investigation with the engineering, got the engineering complete, ready to go out for bid, and looked at the impacts of inflation 4 years later, we need to increase that from $2 million to $3 million. We need to get it done now for a couple of reasons. One is to meet water quality standards and to make sure we're providing very high quality water that will meet all of the requirements from the state of Connecticut. And also at this time, we're able to receive 50% grants that may not be available in the future. I can answer any specific questions later in the evening on this project, and I also have bond counsel Michael Andriana. He's a bond counsel for the city and NPU to answer any questions on the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund grants and loan program. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else who will wish to speak in favor of this ordinance as proposed? Anyone else who would like to speak in favor of this ordinance as proposed? Third and last, anyone else who would like to speak in favor of this ordinance as proposed? If not, anyone wishing to speak against this ordinance as proposed? Anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this ordinance as proposed? Third and final, anyone who would like to speak in this opposition of this ordinance as proposed? Hearing none, I declare public hearing closed on this ordinance.
Number two, an ordinance increasing the appropriation from $2,400,000 to $5,200,000 for costs associated with the planning, design, and repair of the anti-water tank in the city. Increasing the authorization from $2,400,000 to $5,200,000 for the issuance of revenue bonds of the city secured solely by water revenue to meet said appropriation, and authorizing the city and the Department of Public Utilities to enter into grant and loan agreements and a joint resolution with the State of Connecticut with respect thereto.
Thank you very much. So I declare public hearing open on this ordinance. If anyone would like to speak in favor of this ordinance, please come to podium. You have 3 minutes. Please state your name clearly. Sure. Thank you.
Chris LaRose, General Manager, Norwich Public Utilities, 16 South Golden Street. Once again, this is very similar. We got the approval to start this process and design work in 2022. The original application was for recoating the exterior of the tank only. When we did the design, when we did the additional inspections, we needed to add an additional scope to the project of recoating the exterior and interior of the tank, installing the aeration system, and installing a new pH and chlorine analyzer. This brings the total up to $500,000. And this is, has the same urgency in that we need to get this work done to meet water quality standards, and right now we're able to get 50% grants through the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund. And the both of us will be available after to answer any additional questions.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else who wish to speak in favor of this ordinance as proposed? Anyone else who wish to speak in favor of this ordinance as proposed? Third and last, anyone else who will wish to speak in favor of this ordinance as proposed? If not, anyone who would like to speak against this ordinance as proposed? Anyone who would like to speak against this ordinance as proposed? Third and last, anyone who would like to speak against this ordinance as proposed? Hearing none, I declare public hearing closed on this ordinance.
Second reading and action on the above ordinance previously presented, an ordinance increasing the appropriation from $2 million to $3 million for costs associated with a tank aeration mixing system at Stanley Israelite Business Park in the city of Norwich, increasing the authorization from $2 million to $3 million for the issuance of revenue bonds of the city secured solely by water revenue to meet said appropriation, and authorizing the city of Norwich and the Department of Public Utilities to enter into grant and loan agreements and a joint resolution with the state of Connecticut with respect thereto.
At this point, I ask the motion to bring this ordinance to the floor.
That,
Motion by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia, seconded by Alderman Peter Nystrom. Any discussion? Yes.
I'd like to ask Mr. LaRose to come back to the podium for a quick question.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you for being here tonight. So, in short answer, aside from escalation, right, over, the time value of money, what else has changed about this project that increased the scope and therefore increased the cost?
So this one here, it has been mostly time, and also the inspections have made it more evident that there's more places for patching and additional work on the tank itself. So we went out and we did thickness tests. We did testing of the coating inside and outside. So the scope has increased, and we've gone through 4 years of inflation. And when this was priced, it was right when we came out of the pandemic, and a lot of things have changed since then.
Have the regulations from whether it be the state or the federal government also become more stringent and are impacting this project?
So what's changed is that they're looking at different areas for disinfection byproducts. It used to be you picked your worst places in your system, which are the farthest out in your whole system, and you would measure your disinfection byproducts there, and you had to be below a certain level. As we have addressed those by doing improvements to our filter plants, by doing improvements to the Occam tank, you then go to your next highest. These next highest are in these tank areas, and the 3 tanks are Richard Brown Park, Yannick Tank, and the industrial tank. Those 3 tanks all need to be addressed now because they have become the highest levels, and we need to work on those areas. These 2 projects take care of those. We already have one approved for Richard Brown Tank that will not require any increase.
Thank you very much. That's all I have.
Jill Zaccardi?
Good evening. With regard to project number 1, what is the expected time frame for completing the project, getting the funding in place and completing it?
So we've done all the preliminary work. We did the feasibility. We did the bid design work with our engineering firm. We don't have enough money to go out and bid and start the project. We get approval tonight, we will go out and bid immediately, well, probably January 1st. We'll go out to bid, and the expected construction is going to be next year, so we won't see that long-range inflation impact.
Is that the same with the second project?
Correct. We will be bidding those out both together.
And am I correct that this project will be funded by water revenue, not by taxes, correct?
Completely by water revenue. This is a drinking water state revolving fund, so it's a 20-year loan at 2%, and we're expecting a 50% grant for these 2 projects. So all the increases will also be funded at 50%.
And you're estimating that average water customer, and I assume that's residential water customer, will feel an increase of about 91 cents a month?
So that's actually very conservative, because if we took all of our water customers and divided by the cost, that's what the cost would be. But if you look at some of our larger users, the incinerators, Bacchus Hospital, the laundries, these are all paid for per 100 cubic feet of water. It's all by the units. So the average homeowner is using a very small amount. Somebody like a Bacchus Hospital, very large amount. So they're going to be paying more of that 31 cents.
So that's kind of a cap that someone might see.
That's the
it.
worst case without me doing a lot of very detailed math. It's not that, doing this over 20 years at the grant rates, it does not have a large impact. We will be doing that analysis next fall for our cost of service for our next 3-year rate track, but I don't see a major impact on here at all. That's the worst case that would be built into that, would be that 31 cents per customer.
Thank you.
Any other question? Sure. Alderman Peter
It's
Mason.
not a question. Chris, thank you for being here. This represents what we often see here, and that is the fact that NPU pays attention and maintains the system. If you look at what's happening in Waterbury, for 3 straight days, 60% of the city's been without water. Some of that goes back to maintenance. I know the main that broke on that, I think, went back to 1906. I hope we don't have systems as old as that in our system here, but it speaks to the need for these, and that's why these come back here, and that's why we have a better system than most cities when it comes to water, electric, gas. It doesn't matter. Our people maintain our system. It has to be reliable, accessible, and so forth, and it is. So thank you. I will be supporting this.
Yeah. And I will say that we have infrastructure in our system that is that old, put in with the mill infrastructures, but we have done a lot to make our system redundant and resilient. We have regional interconnects, one at the Preston Town Line, one at the Montville Town Line, one at Sprague. We have an emergency well, which can be put into place, so we can use regional water, an emergency well, and we have 2 reservoirs and 2 feeds. So if we lost a major feed coming from Deep River, we have the other 3 areas that can bring water in. Likewise, if Stony Brook comes offline, Deep River can handle it all. So we work very hard to make sure we're resilient and redundant.
Thank you. Alderman Zado Kadambaya.
Okay, thank you. I just want to clarify, you gave us an example of high water usage like the hospital. Can you clarify it for us, the household? How much is how much do you think the household, the regular household will?
That would be by far the worst case would be 31 cents. I did not take into account and figure out exactly what it would be for the average house, but it's significantly less than 31 cents a month.
And this is over 20 years?
Over 20 years, yes.
What are the precautions after the 20 years?
What was that?
What happened after 20 years?
The debt service is paid off after 20 years.
And will we get the 31 cents back?
That doesn't quite work that way, and the likelihood is we will have other projects coming online in the next 20 years. Or, I'm sorry, we won't, they will.
Okay, so I also, just for my own information, of my background, the estimate of this project, do you foresee anything substantial can change down the road?
Now that we're at basically 100% design, and we have contingencies built in for the construction, we have this covered.
Yes, there won't be substantial changes?
Not expecting any changes. I can never say 100%,
Okay.
There will not be, but very confident that there will be no more additional changes after this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for NPU? Thank you, Chris, and thank you for your leadership, and it's important we invest in these things. Just a quick question, and it's before your time with NPU. At some point, there was proposal for sewer treatment plant project back then, and I think the cost at that point was 80 million. And we couldn't do it at that time, but now it's costing us 200 million. So definitely, it's important that we keep up with the infrastructure we have. And thank you for that one pager. That's very important, that anytime anything comes on the floor, people have basic understanding how it will impact their water bill. So I think total impact of this, if I'm correct, is 3 cents a day.
Yes.
So, okay.
All right, and I can remember when it was actually projected cost of 40 million, so I've been around for a while on that one. And it's great that we were able to get that going, and I want to thank our leadership for letting that proceed, and along with Senator Austin, who got us extra funding.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other discussions at this point? All right, hearing none. All in favor? Oh, question? Sure.
Roll call.
It's a bonding ordinance. Roll call.
Roll call? Okay, so we'll do roll call.
Okay. Alderman Nash?
We're doing the first one, correct?
Yes.
Is your eye?
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Okay. Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Baya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Singh?
Yes. Motion passes 7-0.
Okay, second reading and action on public hearing number 2, an ordinance increasing the appropriation from $2,400,000 to $5,200,000 for the costs associated with the planning, design, and repair of the Yantic water tank in the city, increasing the authorization from $2,400,000 to $5,200,000 for the issuance of revenue bonds of the city secured solely by water revenue to meet said appropriation, and authorizing the city and the Department of Public Utilities to enter into grant and loan agreements and a joint resolution with the state of Connecticut with respect thereto.
Thank you. I ask for the motion to bring this ordinance to the floor.
Moved?
Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second? Seconded by Alderman Zaru Karambaya. Any discussions? All right.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
yes.
Sure.
Chris, if we could just have one more minute of your time. So I would imagine that the answers to my first questions apply here as well.
Yes.
So, okay, so we can save that. Just to address one thing that Alderwoman Zaccardi brought up. Going from memory here, I look at my water bill, and I think household use a month is it 2 cubic feet a month or something? Is that?
Yep. Yeah,
It's, yeah,
yeah,
it's
ballpark,
somewhere
yeah.
between 1, 2, once in a while it's
How many-
3.
Depends on how many
Right,
teenagers you have in the house, yeah.
Right. So to drive home that point, it's fair to say that, or it's actually correct to say that the cost of the annual cost of these two bonds is not divided equally by the number of customers. It is based solely on how much a household uses or a business uses, and that's what determines how much of this cost each particular customer is responsible for.
Yep, that's the way to make the costs equitable across all rate classes.
Yeah, but fair is fair. The more you use, the more you pay.
Yes.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Right, hearing none. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash? Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Kanabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
City Managers Report?
Thank you. This is the city manager's report for December 15th, 2025. Meetings and professional engagements. During this reporting period, I represented the city of Norwich at the following meetings and events: Connecticut Interlocal Risk Management Agency Audit and Investment Committee meeting, Southeastern Council of Governments, Norwich Waterfront Design Committee, City Coordination Meeting, Norwich Community Development Corporation, Connecticut Investment Fund meeting, Southeastern Connecticut Enterprise Region Board of Directors meeting, and finally, City Department Head meeting. I also attended the city's bond sale, during which Standard & Poor's affirmed the city's AA credit rating for the $19 million bond issue for December 2025. Just as a note, those bonds are for the school building project, the school buildings project. The city received 9 bids for the $19 million. 30-year bonds were awarded to the sale to Raymond James, which offered the lowest true interest cost of 3.723, which we're very pleased with that interest rate. Public Works. Public Works completed several seasonal and infrastructure-related tasks. Parklets removed, all the parklets have been removed for the winter season. The final structure located on Franklin Street remained in place through the Winterfest parade before being taken down. Brown Park improvements. Installation of the final sections of the floating docks near the boat launch has begun, enhancing recreational access along the waterfront. That's the large crane that you might see that is erected there right now. That's doing that project. And then finally, holiday festivity support. Public Works played a major role in preparing for both Light Up City Hall and the Winterfest Parade. Human Services and Senior Programming. The Rose City Senior Center continues to prioritize residents' well-being during the holiday season. As part of its Healthy Habits series, the center will host a session on coping with loneliness, stress, and grief on December 18th at 10 a.m. Residents are encouraged to contact the center to RSVP. Youth, Family, and Recreation Department. The Youth, Family, and Recreation Department installed its 4th Kindness Pantry at the Taftville Firehouse. This effort was made possible with the support from Itis Adino of NYFR, the Taftville Fire Department, and the Public Works team. The new pantry location expands access to essential items and reflects the YFR's ongoing commitment to compassion-focused community initiatives. Youth and Family also hosted its first Sensory Santa event, which was a huge success with over 20 children benefiting from the opportunity to meet Santa in a sensory-friendly space, creating to meet each kid's individual needs. And then I want to I have some acknowledgements to give to the public tonight. CPR AED training. Thank you to the American Red Cross, the City Safety Committee, and Human Resources for organizing and providing CPR/AED training to 12 employees. These employees are now certified to administer life-saving CPR and use AED devices for adults, children, and infants while awaiting the arrival of first responders. Holiday events and community support. Thank you for the Light Up City Hall Committee, Norwich Events Organization, volunteers, sponsors, and the Police and Public Works for their ongoing support of the annual parade and other holiday events throughout the city. And then finally, student artwork display. Thank you to Carol Vogel, art teacher at Norwich Public Schools, for coordinating artwork from Kelly Middle School to brighten the City Hall's bulletin boards. And that completes my report for this evening.
John, any questions for city managers at this point? Alderwoman Jill Zaccardi.
Good evening. So I got asked a question that I didn't know the answer to and couldn't find the answer to. You mentioned at a prior city council meeting that gorgeous light display on the tree was the private donation. And the question I had was where in the budget where in the budget can I find what the city spends on decorations and events like that? Or is it mostly privately donated?
No, we rarely get private donations. So there's a line item within the Public Works street budget. I don't have it detailed tonight. I can definitely send it to you.
Just need the general, I just need generally to know where to
A
look.
Public Works Street Department.
Thank you. President Pro Tem. Joe
Thank you. John, you said that a $19 million bond issue for this month has occurred. Was that connected to the school building committee?
Yeah, we're starting to ramp up the amount that we need to pay for the issues, and this will be continuing each year as the projects continue.
Yeah, and we're well underway in construction, so
Right.
that makes perfect sense. But I'm questioning where the 3.723% rate falls within what we estimated in terms of being able to bring the entire project to fruition.
Well, we estimate on a annual basis for what that bond issue would cost, and this is below our budgeted estimate, which is good news.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other questions for city managers? All right, hearing none. Thank you.
Citizen comment on new business resolutions on agenda items only.
Thank you very much. So I declare citizen comment on new business resolution on agenda item only open. Anyone who would like to speak to the resolutions before us can come to podium. You'll have 3 minutes. Please state your name. Thank you. Oh, sure. Thank you.
Chris LaRose again. I'm here to talk about Resolutions 20 and 21. NPU and the city approved joint resolutions many years ago to facilitate the financing of water and sewer improvements and the projects going along with them. There's one joint resolution for the water system, one joint resolution for the sewer funding. Under both joint resolutions, in order to issue bonds to finance the projects, we must satisfy a 7-year debt coverage ratio or test. Currently, NPU is not permitted to use cash reserves to satisfy the debt coverage test. NPU is proposing to amend the joint resolutions to permit the use of available cash reserves to meet this debt coverage test. If the joint resolutions are approved, it will lower the overall amount of cash reserves required for water and sewer projects, therefore resulting in lower rates to the customer. This has been negotiated with our bond counsel, and I have Mike Andriana here available to answer any detailed questions about that financing. But this is for the projects we just did. These are the type of projects that this will cover and allow us to actually use cash that we have on hand for things like, just we have to have it for, long periods of, to cover just water operations. So we can use that money to lower the amount of money we need. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other citizen comment on agenda items only at this point? Any other citizen comment on agenda items only at this point? Third and final, any other citizen comment on agenda items only at this time? Hearing none, I declare citizen comment closed.
New business resolution number 1, relative to council appointments to the Harbor Management Commission.
I ask for the motion to bring resolution number 1 to the floor.
So moved.
Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia, second by Alderwoman Jill Zuccardi. Any discussions? Just for the benefit of public, 2 members who will be appointed to the Harbor Management Commission are Alderman Zaro Karambaya and Alderman Peter Nystrom. All in favor?
Aye.
I think we need a roll call.
A lot of these can go, that's what I was told. By corporate
It's
counsel,
not
is
the
that okay?
practice.
Or would you like me to do roll call?
That was up to you. We decided you could do aye.
Okay. Okay. Well, we only have 22, so,
Wait,
everyone in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Motion passes 7-0.
Number 2, relative to council appointment to Dangerous Buildings Board of Review.
I ask for the motion to bring resolution number 2 to the floor. Moved by
Sorry.
Alderman
Did
Bill
somebody raise
Nash.
their hand? Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, seconded by?
Seconded.
Second by President Pro Tem. Any discussions? The member who will be appointed to Dangerous Building Board will be Alderwoman Jill Zaccardi. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion passes 7-0.
Number 3, relative to council appointments to Public Parking Commission.
I ask for the motion to bring resolution number 3 to the floor.
So moved.
Motion by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second? Seconded by Alderwoman Jill Zaccardi. Any discussions? Hearing none, there are 3 members on Public Parking Commission: Alderman Zado Karambaya, Alderwoman Sheila Hayes, and Alderman Bill Nash. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number 4, relative to council appointments to the Recreation Advisory Committee.
Can I have a motion to bring resolution number 4 to the floor?
So moved.
Moved by President Pro Tem. Can I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. Any discussion? 2 members will be appointed to Rec Advisory Board will be Alderman Bill Nash and Alderwoman Jill Zaccardi. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
5, relative to council appointment to the Sachem Fund Board.
A motion to bring resolution number 5 to the floor. Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second? Second by Alderman Bill Nash. Any discussions? Alderwoman Sheila Hayes will be appointed to Sachem Fund Board. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number 6, relative to council appointment to the Rehabilitation Review Committee.
I ask for the motion to bring resolution number 6 to the floor. Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second? Second by Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. Any discussion? Well, Alderwoman Jill Zaccardi will be appointed to Rehabilitation Review Committee. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
7, relative to a reappointment of the Norwich Veterans Service Contact Person.
Can I have a motion to bring resolution number 7 to the floor?
So moved.
Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second? Second by Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. Any discussion? Alderman Bill Nash will be on this board, just for the information. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number 8, relative to council appointment of the liaison to the Board of Education.
I ask for the motion to bring resolution number 8 to the floor.
So moved.
Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second by Alderman Bill Nash? Any discussion? Hearing none, Alderwoman Sheila Hayes will be appointed as a liaison for BOE. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion passes 7-0.
Number 9, relative to council appointments to the Norwich Community Development Corporation, NCDC.
Can I have a motion to bring resolution number 9 to the floor? President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second? Second by Alderman Zado Karambaya. Any discussions?
Question?
Sure.
Thank you, sir. Never have I witnessed appointments to NCDC except in a bipartisan fashion. Tonight, we're asked to appoint only Democrats. Can someone explain to me what has changed?
Anybody would like to answer?
Well, it is our understanding, or I should say, it is my understanding that there is no such requirement that it be appointed based on affiliation or political party. NCDC is not a board or commission or committee that falls under the general statute regarding minority representation. So the council is free to appoint whoever it chooses. And the two people on this resolution both expressed a strong desire to serve on this, on NCDC. So they are being proposed for appointment.
Any other discussion? You still have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. I had that same discussion with our new corporate counsel earlier tonight. And while I understand what the statute references, as a matter of practice, this agency is funded solely by the city, revenues from the taxpayers as well as revenues from the ratepayers. Clearly, it is a city agency in that practice. It represents, in fact, the last few years, some of the best opportunities this city has ever had provided to it with the help of the governor, our state senator, and so forth like that. But I personally view turning these appointments in somewhat a partisan manner is not a good look for this city. I would remind this council that 3 times in the last 11 years, there have been Republican majorities on this floor. Once a special election, 2 outright elections. I think it's a disservice to the minority members of this council to start and practice doing things like this. I will be opposing this resolution.
Okay. Thank you. Any other discussion? Sure, President Pro Tem.
I would only merely add to those comments that NCDC, because of its nature and its role for the city, needs to be apolitical as much as absolutely possible. And what Alderman Nystrom is proposing is a political solution to an apolitical question. So past practice being cited, he is correct on what he said, but it is not the whole story. The Democratic Party has held the majority on this council for the last 6 years and for the next 2, and has merely chosen, or I should say, not merely, but has chosen the people who most wanted to serve on the NCDC board, but also had the availability and the commitment and the strong desire to be part of our economic development team. And that is the litmus test. It has nothing to do with political party.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, for a second time, please.
Sure.
I don't disagree that NCDC needs to, and I will use the word remain neutral, not take sides. But this resolution actually establishes sides. And it silences the voice of any minority member on this council, whether it be Alderman Nash or myself, who wishes to serve on this board, and I am one who wishes to serve on this board. In all the years I've served on this city, I've spent 14 years as a member of this board, and I believe I've contributed greatly to it. I had wished to be reappointed to this as a minority representative, but that is not going to happen tonight because I can count the rule of 5 too. What I'm pointing out is that this actually starts walking us down the path of a partisan view, and that should never happen with NCDC. I even find it odd that I have to argue it's a city board and commission, because that's the last thing NCDC should ever argue to be considered. Otherwise, it would lose the strength that it has, including we might lose membership from the private sector, which allows this board to function at its best. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other discussion at this point? Sure. Alderwoman Jill Zakari.
Mr. Mayor, I welcome an opportunity to serve on the NCDC board, and as you know, I've expressed extreme interest in doing so. The implication that because I have a D next to my name, that I will not serve all the people of Norwich is something that I resent somewhat. On NCDC, I intend to be a councilwoman that serves all the residents of Norwich.
Thank you.
Permission to speak a third time.
Sure, Alderman.
The council has to decide.
We'll ask if there's objection.
Okay,
the
so
quickest
I
way.
guess we'll call for the vote because 2 times are allowed, up to 5 minutes, according to our rules. And so can I have a motion for Alderman Peter Nystrom to speak third time? Motion moved by Alderman Bill Nash, seconded by Alderman Peter Nystrom. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
You were not inviting discussion on the motion?
Oh, okay, sure, discussion on the motion.
And perhaps this will expedite matters. My comments were not to imply what you were concerned about, Alderman Jill Zaccardi. My comments were that it silences the voice of 2 members of this council of 7 that are not there to speak about matters of economic development in this case. It is not to imply that you wouldn't represent everyone. I have highest expectation that everyone here would do in just what you just talked about. So if you took it that way, then I apologize to you, but that was not my intent. My point is it silences the voice of the minority, and that should never happen at the local level.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor. I would say that Alderman Nystrom has just availed himself of his 3rd bite of the apple, so I
agree.
believe that the motion should be withdrawn.
And I agree with you. I withdraw the second.
Okay, so motion has been withdrawn.
Well, did Bill make the motion?
Alderman Bill Nash? Yeah. Okay. All right, so we're back to our original motion, and I'll just make a quick comment. You know, I definitely feel sometime when new people serve in different positions, they bring a lot of new perspective on the table. If there's no further discussion, we are ready to vote on resolution number 9. Roll call, please.
Bill?
No, Alderman.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Kanabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
No.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Motion passed 6-1. Thank you.
Number 10, relative to amending the membership of Council and Board of Education Ad Hoc Committee.
All righty, can I ask for a motion to bring resolution number 10 to the floor?
So moved.
Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second? Second by Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. Any discussion? Sure, President Pro Tem.
Just for clarification, why this is on our agenda, the council created this committee 3 terms ago. At the beginning of each term, if the committee is going to continue, the council needs to reauthorize it. And that is what this action item is. And then the following action item actually appoints the people who will serve. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other discussion on resolution number 10? Hearing none, I guess in this case, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. Motion passed 7-0.
Number 11, relative to council appointments to the City Council and Board of Education Ad Hoc.
All right, can I ask for a motion to bring resolution number 11 on the floor? Moved
So,
by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia, seconded by Alderwoman Jill Zucardi. Any discussion? Alderman Peter Nystrom.
Thank you, Mayor. I will be very brief and not to repeat what was said earlier. But again, the council representatives here on this resolution represent 2 Democrats. There is no minority representation on this. I can't think of something more important than the building of our new schools. You think about over $400 million. Did I jump ahead?
Yeah.
I jumped ahead. I apologize. I thought we'd voted on that.
We are voting on resolution number 11, which is
My
ad
apologies.
hoc. Yep. Any other comment on resolution number 11? All right, hearing none. All in favor of resolution number 11?
Aye.
All right, resolution 11 passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Number 12, relative to council appointments to School Building Committee 2020.
All right, can I have a motion to bring resolution number 12 to the floor?
So moved.
Motion by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second? Second by Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. Any discussion on resolution number 12? Okay, hearing none. Can we have any discussion you want to do on this resolution? Peter, nice. No? Okay.
Announcing who's being appointed.
Yes, so just for the benefit of public, President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia and Alderman Zaro Karambaya will be representing council. And on Board of Education side, we have Mark Koulos and Kristen D'Estasio. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? We have motion passes 6-1. Thank you.
Number 13, relative to the appointment of Assistant Corporation Counsel.
Can I have a motion to bring resolution number 13 to the floor, please?
So moved.
Motion by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second? Second by Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. Any discussion on resolution number 13? We'll be appointing Michael Driscoll as our Assistant Corporate Counsel. Sure, Alderwoman Jill Zaccardi.
Just want to thank Corporation Counsel Attorney Driscoll for all of his assistance and time that he has dedicated to helping me get up to speed on various issues in the city.
Thank you. Any other comments or discussions at this point? Hearing none, I think it's safe to say, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Number 14, relative to the provision of legal services for the city of Norwich.
Can I have a motion to bring resolution number 14 to the floor?
So moved.
Thank you.
Right, motion by Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. Can I have a second? Second by Alderwoman Jill Zaccardi. Any discussions? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Number 15, relative to the city manager, reappointment to the Harbor Management Commission.
Thank you very much. Can I ask for a motion to bring resolution number 15 to the floor?
So moved.
Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second? Second by Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. Any discussion? Person appointed is Robert Phoenix on the Harbor Management Commission. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number 16, relative to the city manager, reappointment to the Public Parking Commission.
All right. Can I have a motion to bring resolution number 16 to the floor?
So moved.
Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second? Second by Alderman Bill Nash. Any discussion? All right, the person appointed is Jeff Lord to our Public Parking Commission. All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Aye.
thank you. 7-0, motion passes.
Number 17, relative to the reappointment of a regular member to the Norwich Housing Authority.
Can I have a motion to bring resolution number 17 to the floor?
So moved.
All right, motion by Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. Can I have a second? Second by Alderman Bill Nash. Thank you. Any discussion? Person appointed on Norwich Housing Authority is Benjamin P. Lathrop. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Number 18, relative to the reappointment of a regular member to the Thames Valley Council for Community Action.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to bring resolution number 18 to the floor? Motion by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second? Second by Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. Any discussion? Hearing none. Person appointed is William Ibros. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Number 19, relative to City Manager Salamone being authorized and directed to enter into an agreement or application seeking funding by way of a LOT CIP grant to be used to reconstruct Hunter's Road.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to bring resolution number 19 to the floor?
So moved.
Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second? Second by Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. Any discussion? Sure.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to ask the city manager just to give us the nickel tour of what this project actually entails.
Yes. This is a total reconstruction of Norwich, Layport Drive to Norwich Avenue on Hunter's Road, which means that new sidewalks, curbing, drainage, of course, resurfacing would occur. And I think I mentioned it last time or in a meeting. This is similar to the reconstruction of the road, and it just begins with D. What is it? The one off of,
Denham Street.
yeah. That's the same type of project, very extensive. It's qualified because it's part of an arterial system, which allows for that type of extensive road reconstruction. It's state funded, 80%, which is the same funding that we've had previously. So we look forward to this as a very good addition to our road reconstruction system.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Sure, President Pro Tem.
Follow-up question, and this might be a little bit unfair. This is probably more a city engineer
We do
question.
have the city engineer here.
Jeff is.
And would you come to the podium, please? Thank you, Mayor. Thank
For
you,
the
John.
record, Jeff Dewey, city engineer, 50 Clinton Ave.
Thank you for being here tonight.
My pleasure.
I hope that this is a quick question. Will we be able to implement the complete streets, I don't want to say regulations, but practices to this project?
Portion, as you're probably aware, when you get down towards the end of Hunters Ave near Norwich Ave, the right-of-way is only 30 feet wide and the road's only 20 feet. So we won't be able to get sidewalks in or full bike lanes. So what we're proposing to do is in the western side is have full bike lanes and so forth. And then when we get towards Norwich Ave, use Sharrows for the bike sharing. So it won't be the full-blown, but we're gonna, as far as we can, you know?
And given some of our streets are 200 to 300 years old, not surprising that we run into this, but I guess the short answer is we're going to do as much as we possibly can.
Exactly, and there's two, they qualify as bridges, there's two culverts on Hunters Ave right by the pond there, and they're both in very dilapidated condition and they're quite antiquated, so part of the project, which we really need, is to replace those culverts. And that's a great part of this whole project.
And again, not much different than Dunham Street. We had some challenges with that one, or with that project, I should say.
Correct.
Right, so, you know, again, we're doing the best we can, but the street will be safer than it currently is, and it will, I don't say behave more like a modern street, right?
And we propose to take the intersection with Manicore Ave, if you're familiar with it, the sight line is horrible. So we're gonna realign Hunters Ave and that whole intersection to make it a much safer intersection.
Perfect, thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Alderwoman Sheila Hayes, and I think Jeff,
Jeff,
can you please come again?
you walked away
Sorry.
a little too fast for me. Okay. No, it's, thank you for being here.
Of course.
And this says this is referred to as Phase 1. So what is Phase 2, or do we know?
So as our city manager alluded to, this is gonna go from LaPorte Drive to Norwich Ave, which is
Right.
roughly half the length of Hunters Road. So this is, we're considering it Phase 1 because it includes the 2 culverts, which are very important. Phase 2 would be the other half of Hunters Ave, west from LaPorte, going all the way to Harlan Road.
Harlan Road, okay. I just wanted clarification. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. Any other discussion on resolution number 19? All right, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number 20, relative to a resolution approving the 22nd supplemental resolution to the joining resolution of the City of Norwich, Connecticut, and the Sewer Authority of the City of Norwich, containing amendments to the joint resolution.
Can I ask for a motion to bring resolution number 20 to the floor, please?
So moved.
Moved by President Pro Tem. Can I have a second? Second by Alderman Bill Nash. Any discussion? Yes, President Pro Tem.
I'd like to ask Mr. LaRose to return to the podium, please.
Sure.
Hi again, Chris. We discussed both of these resolutions last week, and to my question was spot on. So that same question is, what does this accomplish for the utility and for the city and its citizens?
So basically, this allows us not to have to put extra reserve funding when we already have cash reserves. So this basically saves money for our ratepayers who do not have to pay extra to maintain those debt ratios. So it makes the project cheaper for us.
And that can be said about both of these resolutions?
Both of these are the same.
So we don't have to
One is
bring-
drinking water, state revolving fund, one is the clean water fund, sewer and water.
We don't have to bring you back up here in, 5 minutes. Right.
If you want to get into any of the minutia, Mike Andriana is here to talk about all of the negotiations, everything that went on with the treasurer's office.
That's not necessary for me. I'm happy with what you just said, so thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
Any other discussion at this point on resolution number 20? All right, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Relative to approving the 36th supplemental resolution to the joint resolution of the City of Norwich and the Board of Public Utilities Commissioners of the City of Norwich, containing amendments to the joint resolution.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to bring resolution 21 to the floor?
So moved.
Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia, seconded by Alderman Bill Nash. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Number 22, relative to amending the resolution adopted on November 17th, 2025, with respect to the disposition of property at West Main Street.
Thank you very much. Can I ask for a motion to bring resolution number 22 to the floor? Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Alderman Peter Nystrom. Any discussion? Sure. President Pro Tem.
I don't know if it would be Assistant Corporation Counsel or the city manager, but can we get the nickel tour of what this actually accomplishes?
I think I'll turn that over to Corporation Counsel.
So originally, the resolution went out to abutters. One was Fox LLC, and then if you looked at the property, there was a road that had property abutting. There was another one. The issue is that Vox has a 99-year lease on the property with 60 years remaining. So really, they're the only one that would be, so if the other abutter bought it, they would still have the 60 years left on their lease.
So this clears all of that
Correct.
in one amended resolution?
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. And Alderman Peter Nystrom.
There. My understanding is this also helps address the issue of potential sale of the small plaza because of the division of the properties based on the fact of the state project from 2 lanes to 4 lanes. That's why the city ended up with possession of the frontage of that property. Does this address that issue as well, or is it not contained within?
I don't know the answer to that question, Mayor, or Peter Nystrom.
Okay, all right, thank you. That was how it originally came to the office when I was down the hall. They were looking to make the sale, but there was the issue of state owning a portion, the right-of-way for the property to use it, which was the entrance to the property, as well as the use of 6 parking spaces. And because of the limited area for parking, he couldn't gain enough revenue to finance the purchase of the building because he couldn't guarantee those providing the loans that he had control of the frontage of the property. That's what I was looking to see if this was also addressing.
Thank you.
We may have more work then.
Do you want to address any of these comments?
I would have to look into that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
John, do you want to say anything in regards to this? Because I don't really have any knowledge in regards to
No,
the
I mean,
sale of that
I
property.
concur with
Yeah.
Mr. Nystrom about his recollection of this. The details, I think, both I and Corporation Counsel will have to look at, and we will report back to you on that.
Thank you.
I will just like to add that definitely when you own the land, which is entrance to your business, you definitely have more flexibility on whatever you would like to do in future. Either sell the business or do something else. Now you have more land space, so there will be different setbacks in place. So definitely that gives them more opportunity to either grow the business or do whatever they would like to do. And I think that's the right call. They have been serving our community for a long time. Thank you. I guess any other discussions at this time? Alderwoman Jill Zaccardi.
I just wanted to ask Corporation Counsel, so am I understanding correctly that the property the Vox West Side LLC currently leases, it will be purchasing? Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you very much. If no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
New business ordinances, number 1, an ordinance amending Appendix A zoning chapters 1 through 9 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Norwich concerning regulating and restricting the use of land and the use and location of buildings and structures, regulating and restricting the height and bulk of buildings and structures, and determining the area of yards, courts, and other places surrounding them, regulating and restricting the density of population, dividing the city of Norwich for such purposes, adopting maps or said city showing the boundaries and the classification of such districts, and prescribing penalties for the violation of its provisions.
Thank you very much. So this is new business ordinance. So at this point, I'll ask it to raise to be for public hearing, again scheduled for January 20th meeting for City Council, and to waive the full text and reading. Can I have such motion?
So moved.
Move, go ahead. Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia, second by Alderman Peter Nystrom. All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much. Passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number 2, an ordinance amending the zoning map of the City of Norwich, accompanying the zoning ordinance of the City of Norwich by changing the zoning designation of tracts and parcels of land within the City of Norwich.
Thank you. And at this point, I'll ask this to be raised for public hearing for our city council meeting scheduled for January 20th and to waive the full text and reading. Can I have such motion? Moved by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Can I have a second, please? Second by Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. All in favor?
Question?
Aye.
Can I just ask one question? This is to be referred to Commission on City Plan as well,
City plan as
correct?
well? So that could be friendly amendment?
Friendly amendment, yes.
I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Okay, citizen comment general, 30 minutes.
Thank you very much. So I, at this point, declare citizen comment open. Anyone who would like to say anything that can help council or under purview of council, please come forward to the podium. You have 3 minutes. Please state your name. Again, this is our opportunity to address the council on any other issue which is not on our meeting. So if anybody would like to come forward, yes, please.
Rodney Boyd, 62 Roosevelt Avenue, Norwich. I'd like to make a comment about the public hearing requesting a whole bunch of money. The one thing my wife hates is to see her utility bill. Right now, we're paying more for fixing up stuff than we are for the water. She doesn't like that at all. Neither do I. We own several properties in the city of Norwich, and I think the expense of water is too high to start with. And I'm not sure exactly what the utilities are going to be. Some great big splendiferous entity. I realize how water is made, how water is done. I'm just not sure that we aren't getting the cart before the horse. Now, this system has been in that sick for a long time. I've been in Norwich better than 60 years. And the people of Norwich are paying too much for this utility department to start with. Now, every time I come up here to council, I hear, oh, don't worry about the taxes. The ratepayers are going to pay all of it. Now, I understand this little system, and we may not be paying the taxes, but we're damn sure paying for everything else. Now, I think it's time to take a look at what the utilities are spending, because it's out of sight. The bills we get are out of sight. I've been here for a long time, and I can actually afford to pay this kind of stuff. But there are many people in this city that cannot afford the water they drink, water they will use in the toilet. Now, I think it's time for somebody to actually take a look at what the utilities are spending on their system. Every time I go down the city, I see a bunch of brand spanking new trucks for everything, from bucket trucks for the electrical system to grand spanking new dredging material. I've had public utilities come over to one of my places and clean out all the drains going to the houses. Now, they got a stupendous system for doing that kind of thing. I'm grateful for that. But I do think they're spending too much on these systems and the equipment. I was an electrician once myself. And I never rode in a brand spanking new truck, ever. And I drove a few pieces of junk myself. Now,
Excuse me.
3 minutes is up, I'm sorry, the
Right,
buzzer
that-
didn't go.
what's that?
Thank you very much. Time is up. Everybody get 3
Wow.
minutes. Yeah,
Oh,
thank you.
Sorry.
I appreciate that.
Is that working?
It didn't beep, I don't know why.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you very much. Anyone else would like to address the council at this point? Sure, please.
My name is Heather. Do you need my last name?
If you would like,
Sure, Heather Horner.
thank you.
I was wondering if there is any way that we could look at extending the historic district in order to include the armory, the factory over here, because in that way we would then be able to get grants and afford to do something to use it and make it functional for the people of this city rather than, something that falls on our heads. Just a little something I'd like to consider.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone else would like to address the council? Oh, please.
Good evening. My name is Tom Bonanno. I reside in the Greenville section of the city. I'd just like to comment on an issue that was brought up by Alderman Nystrom earlier regarding the bipartisan representation in various committees and boards. And I'd just like to state that while there may not be any precepts regarding this issue, I would encourage this body to act in a spirit of good faith and inclusiveness when appointing these individuals. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else would like to address the council at this point on non-agenda items? Anyone else who would like to address council at this point? Third and last, anyone else who would like to address the council at this time? Hearing none, I declare citizen comment closed.
Motion to adjourn?
All right, motion by President Pro Tem, second by Alderman Nash. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you very much, and Happy New Year and happy holidays. Thank you.
Thank you.